This is Legends with Bevo. Thanks to Anytime Fitness Glenelg, Renelec Electrical Services.
Welcome to another edition of Legends with Bevo. Today we're down at Hyacinth Stadium and I'm joined by a couple of young guns, the Ryan boys. They're twins. Firstly, to my right is Josh Ryan, current player from the West Adelaide Footy Club, doing great things as a key defender. And to his right is his twin brother Lachie. Played some footy back here at West Adelaide and also on the Crows Sample development list. Bit of a mouthful. Great to have you boys on the show.
No worries, Bevo. Good to be on.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolute pleasure. Now, you're both wearing Sticky-Beek merchandise there. We'll get to that in a moment. It's a very interesting name, Sticky-Beek. I do love it. But firstly, I'll get to hear a bit more about your journeys. Lachie, we'll start with you, mate. Tell us about your footy journey growing up as a kid and how you ended up playing footy at West Adelaide, then with the Crows as well.
Yeah, well, it's been a long journey. I think 16. Well, we started at South Mildura. My brother and I, we were at South Mildura. And then we moved when I was 17-year-old, and we moved to Bendigo to play in the TAC Cup competition for the Bendigo Pioneers. So we're there for about a couple of years. Played there as a 19-year-old as well, and then had enough of the Bendigo Pioneers. We moved up here to Adelaide. We talked with Andrew Marks at the time, and he was happy for us to come down, and it suited both of us with the the study and stuff we wanted to do as well. And it was knowing Adelaide, it was just a great country town. We didn't want to move to a real busy city like Sydney or Melbourne, so Adelaide was perfect for us at the time, and West Adelaide seemed like a great fit for us as well to play footy. And we've enjoyed it at West Adelaide. I've spent probably 3 years at West Adelaide, and I moved to the Adelaide Crows Sample team where I'm currently at now. And we've been there for a couple of years. I played 1 year, I played about 10 games for the Crows, and then my first year, and then the second year, which was last year, obviously it was cancelled because of the COVID situation. And now this year, still at the Crows development list, and my local team that I play with, when I don't play with the Crows, is Birchip. So it's in Victoria, and it's about five and a half hours away. So a bit of travel involved, but it's good because there's a player that lives currently here in Adelaide as well that travels up to Birchip. So it's not all that bad travelling wise. And my dad also is coaching up there in Birchip. So got a lot of family history over there and a lot of good mates that play at Birchip as well. So it's a pretty easy move and a fun move for me. I'm enjoying the year so far, and played all games for Birchip this year, and having a good year, and should be a good year. Yeah, should be a fun year.
So you're sitting second at the moment on the ladder, is that correct?
Yeah, equal second. So we've had a good start to the year, and hopefully we can have a good finish.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And Joshy, obviously it's been a bit of a tough year for Westies this year with lots of injuries. Got the biggest injury list at the moment. But you played some real competitive footy, obviously being a ground and out, so I've seen it firsthand. Tell us about your journey, mates. And obviously, Lachie sort of mentioned a bit about playing footy together, growing up in Bendigo and travelling around the place. But yeah, give us a bit more of an understanding of your own journey.
Yeah, obviously, growing up, quite similar to Lach. Mildura mostly, then over to Bendigo for a few years, which is quite interesting. First time, getting to learn, how to live independently, cook, things like that, which is all great experience. That's benefited us right to this day. And then, obviously making the trip down to Adelaide as well. And obviously, I've been at West Adelaide the whole time, so this is my 6th year now. And it doesn't feel like it's gone so quick. And, already it's gone, so fast. And I guess, like you said, the last couple of years we've been really competitive, but unfortunately we just haven't, had as many wins as we would have liked. And this year's been quite tough. Have mounted a few injuries that have come on, and I guess new coach and all that as well. Gotchie's been fantastic, and I guess we've been really competitive. And these last 6 games, I guess we just have to focus on what we want to get out, what our role is, and hopefully we can string a few wins to end the year as well, which would be really good.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Obviously, you had that really good win against Norwood, and a couple of games where, like the South Adelaide game and the Crows game, you only lost by a couple of goals. So if you sort of won those, you never know what might have happened. So also growing up as young lads now, I've got a brother myself, and I used to love, you know, the backyard cricket, backyard basketball, that sort of thing. So no doubt you guys would have had some big backyard cricket games and basketball back in the day and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think cricket. Yeah. Well, cricket was my best sport, that's for sure.
I think basketball was pretty big. You know, we always had a basketball ring in the backyard, and Lachie and I would always get, you know, pretty competitive, go 1-on-1 and things like that, and yeah, to get pretty, you know, toxic and things like that. After, you know, we both wanted to win. You know, that's just, you know, I guess just a benefit, I guess, of having a sibling. And yeah, it was mainly basketball, a bit of footy as well. So
yeah, no soccer, no cricket, nothing like that.
Yeah,
that was terrible at those sports, but no, I really enjoyed basketball and football. So yeah,
I know all about the competitive nature of having brothers and stuff like that. You just want to beat your brother. And I used to have a brother who, you know, we'd play basketball or whatever, and whenever he started losing, he'd go and have a sook and start, you know, just wouldn't want to play anymore. So yeah, it's just, I don't know what you guys were like and stuff like that. So,
yeah, well, even my brother, we've even got a sister who's 10 years younger than us, and I'm still very competitive when I've seen basketball too. So yeah, that's just the way it is. Yeah, it's just siblings. You always got that competitiveness.
Yeah, I think you're right. So whatever family it is, you've always got that competitiveness. No, I love it, boys. Now let's talk about Sticky-Beek. Lachie, I'll get you to sort of talk first about, you know, the history behind it and more about about the app and how people can get involved in it.
Yeah, well, so Sticky-Beek is obviously an app involved in advertising as well. So it's been a long journey. We obviously came up with the idea of this whole app about 4 years ago, and we've teamed up with an app company, design company called Appetizer. So they've done all the development side, the design side of it as well, and we've been overseeing it and giving them, you know, instructions of how we want the app to look and what we want in the app and stuff, and how we want it implemented. At this stage, yeah, the marketing side is what is our priority at the moment, trying to get out there to all the business owners and the users.
The whole reason why we come up with this concept was, you know, we looked around and there wasn't really like a quick and simple way, you know, to search to see businesses around you and to obviously notice what's going on. So we tried to, you know, we wanted to make like an upgraded version of, you know, of Google kind of sorts, and, you know, create a platform that's going to make it easier for users, you know, to be able to discover businesses around them and, you know, search or do whatever they want, but also be able to see, like what exactly is going on with these businesses. So I guess so with businesses, we want them to be able to, you know, constantly share anything that's happening with them onto the app, which goes out to everybody using it. And I guess we look at that as in, you know, you look at the, you know, the costing and all that of, you know, nowadays advertising, it's such, you know, expensive. So we thought, you know, there was a gap there. There's a market for that, and I guess we want to try and help businesses when they come to that hurdle. You know,
yeah, like you said, we've done all the research. We've done the research. We've done all the research and marketing in that era. We found there's a spot there that is not doing what our app is doing at the moment. So that's why we've decided to go into that space. And yeah, I think businesses, they need to market to their community, and we want to give them a platform where they can do that very easily, and, you know, share what their business is about to their community, and instead of having to wait so long to, you know, put their advertisements out into, whether it's, you know, newspapers and TV and stuff like that. That's where our app comes in handy, where if you've got an idea, if it's an event they've got going on or some deals and stuff, you can get on the app and quickly put it on your live feed, and boom, it's out there. It's on the live feed. There's no waiting around and stuff, so it's instantly out there for the users to see. It's just a quick process, and I think it'll really help the businesses going forward as well. I think it'll make it a lot easier for them.
And if there's any businesses that are watching or listening today, how do they get in touch with you guys, and how do they get involved?
Well, easily. So you can just, obviously we've got like Facebook and, you know, LinkedIn and things like that. So they can you know, go there and reach out that way. Or you've got a website, which is www.stickybeek.com.au as well. You can contact us through there. Yeah, and I get the whole reason why we've named the app Sticky-Beek is because users basically being a sticky beak whilst they're on the app, and, you know, we wanted to go out there and really create a catchy logo that you would kind of notice as soon as you see it, or you'd know what it is straight away. And I know emus are kind of like a Sticky-Beek for an animal, what they are, and yeah, we thought it was kind of a perfect fit, and you know, got advertiser to try and do up a design for us, and came up with that, and it looks pretty good. We've got the nice green and I guess that's the whole reason behind our name and the concept of the icon, I guess.
And where do you see yourself, like in a few years' time? Have you sort of set yourselves a goal in terms of where you want to be with the business?
Yeah, so goal-wise, probably we just want to start getting businesses signed up and using our app. Really, that's probably our short-term goal. And long-term goal is to sign up as many businesses as we can using the app. And we just want in the future, we just want this to be a platform for business owners to be able to advertise on and share the public what's happening with their business, whether it's deals, etc. We just want this to be an app where businesses can go to and just show users and customers what their business is all about.
Wonderful. And let's get back to the footy, boys. What about yourself? What about yourself going forward, Lachie? Potentially chance to come back to West Adelaide again in the future, playing back here, or you sort of happy up there in Birchip at the moment?
Yeah, well, I haven't thought about next year personally. I think I'm just enjoying this year with Birchip, playing up there and playing under my dad as coach as well. It's been good fun, and we're having a great year, and hopefully we can go all the way. And I think they've only won one premiership in their whole history of Birchip, so it'd be good to finally break the drought and get one over there. But in terms of the future, I'm not sure where I'm going to go next year, whether it'll be still at Birchip or West Adelaide or still at the Crows. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet, but there'll be a time where I'll have to think about that and come to a decision. But right now I'm just focused on playing for the Birchip, having fun there, so yeah.
Any aspirations of playing AFL down the track still, or
when I was younger there was, but I'm 25 now, I'm getting on a bit, and yeah, I think I'm starting to shift my focus in my career to the app and Sticky-Beek and stuff. So I think I'm just want to enjoy my footy a lot more, and it's always in the back of your head, AFL footy and stuff. It's always going to be there, but it's just enjoying my footy and focusing on my career and stuff as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And going forward, what about yourself, Joshy? Obviously, you mentioned 6 years now at West Adelaide, and you're playing some great footy as a key defender. What about yourself going forward? See yourself as a 200-game player at Westies, or?
I don't think I'll be leaving anytime soon. I love the footy club, and I guess I just want to do what I can to be successful with Westies and get back to that into the finals. Like, how good would that be? It's been 5 years since I won the grand final, so they've been a part of the final. So look, I'd love to be a part of that, and I guess keep playing with the young squad that we've got, and whether it's with fullback, just keep playing a defensive role, or maybe like a switch up forward, or who knows, that might be it. But who knows. But I'm loving my time here, and it's great. I don't have any regrets, and I can't see myself changing anytime soon.
And Lachie, sort of being involved with the Crows, obviously you've played with some guns, guys that come down from the AFL for that particular week, or coming back from injury or what have you. But who's been the best you played with so far? Yeah,
so I haven't played many games this year, but I think a couple of years ago I played with the likes of Bryce Gibbs. He was down there for a game, and Hugh Greenwood was one as well. Obviously I've played with Elliot Himmelberg, he's a good player as well, and who else? Can't really remember 2 years ago now. Seems like a long way away. Who else? Dusty Foggy, I played a couple of games with him as well. Eddie Betts, played with him when he was at Glenelg, playing at Glenelg in that game, so that was good fun.
What a buzz that must have been.
Yeah, no, he's a ripping fella, and he loves his footy. Yeah, no, it was great to play a game with him. Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely one for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Joshy, you come up against these big monsters every week. These big forwards. Who's the toughest opponent that you've come up against so far, and why?
Yeah, it's a lot of, most clubs these days have really good forwards, so most weeks, you're coming up against a really quality player. I guess, just recently against North Adelaide, Keenan Ramsey's usually quite difficult to play on. It's pretty tricky. Then you got,
Jack Hayes, he's been in the competition for a while and has been a good player for a few years now over at the Eagles. And then you've got, ones at guys at Glenelg, obviously Liam McBean, who's two-time leading goal kicker, so he's leading it again this year. So he's obviously still in good form, and so they're usually three that are pretty hard to play on. But loving it. It's a good experience to get, and it just makes your game better.
And obviously, being twins, you have your moments where you love and hate each other. But Lachie, tell us a story about Joshy, about something we don't know about Joshy growing up as a kid.
I knew this question was coming. It's tough, isn't it? Josh is a pretty boring person.
Here we go.
You're gonna have to come back to me with that question.
What about you, Josh? It's your turn to get lucky.
Wow, geez, that was bad. I don't know, Locks, there's a few things, like always bites his nails and things like that when he gets nervous and things like that. But he goes to bed pretty late too. I've never seen him go to bed early. He thinks he's a good cook. But he thinks he's a good cook, and all he's cooking is steak and that.
At least I cook, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's just it's a few stories, but I don't know how much time we got. But he's all right. He's all right.
What about with the sporting games growing up? Did Lachie used to cheat a bit like my brother did back in the day, or? Yeah,
look, get a bit, when we're doing, basketball and footy like that, every time we lose, you just get angry and, do a bit of a shove and...
Spit the tummy?
Yeah. Spit the tummy, that's the word. That's the word. Yeah, he'd always do a bit of that, and we'd put the ring down, smaller, so it was not 10 feet, so it would make it a bit more, fun and enjoyable. And sometimes I'd just dunk, and he'd just get a little bit annoyed.
Gets a bit heated at times, and sometimes end up throwing the basketball at him and stuff like that.
This is what we like. This is what we want to hear about.
Out of pure anger, it's just what happens. But it's just. That's just the competitiveness.
I played against my brother a few years ago in tennis, and this is a true story. I beat him, and he was so angry about it. He wouldn't talk to me for that night, and he was trying to hit the ball at me. He was throwing my keys at me. He was just so angry and so spitting the dummy. So it must just be a brother's thing with that competitive nature kind of thing, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I think it is. I think if you ask anyone, if they have a sibling and all that, you just want to win if you're, competing against each other. And I think that's always going to be it. It's kind of normal.
Well, Lachie and Josh Ryan, it's been a pleasure having you on Legends with Bevo. Keep up the great work with Sticky-Beek. I'll put some more details up on our Facebook page about that. And great to have you boys on for a chat, and thanks for sharing some great stories.
Thanks for having us on, Bevo. Thanks, man.